Hello there. Welcome to Magic with Melly. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. This is a reminder that you guys are magical. It's all about understanding your magic and unlocking it. Perhaps it's all about finding your missing piece. It could be a key. And you know, just like keys are all different from each other, they all have different grooves and ridges that makes them unique for the doors that they open. That is also what's going on here. Your key is going to be unique to you, and so it's just like a treasure box. You do have to find your treasure. This message is all about realizations, rewards, relaxing, understanding exactly where we're at right now and doing better, becoming better, and using our magic for everything that we will be needing it for. So we have some sage going. I have a tarot deck split and my giant Rider-Waite. I have another tarot deck, pre-shuffled oracle cards, and this one came in later, so I shuffled out these cards and then later decided to bring in Whispers of the Love, bring out one card for the theme. So Whispers of Love, that oracle deck, it's giving honesty is the theme here. Some of you are realizing you need to be more honest with yourself, or someone has not been as honest as they could be with you. Honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. Number 38. You could have been dealing with a situation regarding like a loved one, or you could be just dealing with the love with yourself. King of Swords, King of Wands is speaking to me like there's a choice between two or a decision, like bringing in more mastery, more material gain, whatever that means for you. Material gain is, it's going to look different for everyone because not everyone wants the same things. Some of you are working on material items, manifesting, you know, somewhere to live, a house, an apartment, a transportation, a new car, you know, maybe a rental, maybe like just things that will make your life progress. We're in motion. We're trying to obtain our Ace of Cups, seeing things with their potential, or seeing things as their potential, and then kind of separating like what's real and what can be, you know, like what's right now and what's the future, and really being honest between the difference of like what you are projecting and what's reality, because sometimes we are living in what we think we want, but maybe what, like just breaking down where we're at, how much of this is like realistic, how much of it is work that still needs to be done. Though there's always work that can be done, you know, like you could be doing anything at any moment, like you could really be productive like as much as possible, but if you overdo your capacity, some of you are feeling exhaustion and aren't being honest about how your body is feeling. It's like this energy of, if you think you stop, you think that like everything's gonna fall apart if you stop. And this is a message from Spirit saying you need to relax. You cannot be in control of everything. Like that is a control. Some of you may resonate with being a control freak or having just control issues, where when things feel out of control, sometimes you end up doing too much, right? To kind of counteract the out of control feeling, you feel like you need to do more. And the real message here is sometimes doing less is more, right? Like relaxing gives you that time to realize like more energy, right? Like your energy can come back, can be drawn back to you. If you've exerted a lot of energy out, that energy has to be able to come back some way. But if you are still exerting energy, there, like you're still depleting, you're still giving, right? If you're always productive, and there's no time for your results to come through, it's essentially like there's no space for your results to be able to be received. Like you're not in a receptive energy, you're still in a giving energy. And I think this is a shift of knowing how to balance your give and receive. I did channel this message on TikTok, so that's also a wonderful thing I'd love to share is my work is extending out to TikTok. I did cushion myself with my ASMR project on there, but now I'm doing mini readings on there. So go ahead and connect on the other social media pages if you'd like to. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, Patreon. And so with all that being said, yeah, definitely rebalancing your giving and receiving. Being productive, you are giving. You are giving to your projects, you are giving to other people, you are giving to your situations. But then the imbalance comes from if you're giving, you're not in a place to receive. And some of you are like, where's my stuff? Like, where like, I'm working so hard. Why aren't I getting what I'm working so hard on? It's because you're not resting, relaxing, receiving. You're not in a receptive energy. You are in your giving energy. And so knowing where you're at with that, it could be some people in the collective have only been receptive and they're like, you know, like you've been taking and taking and taking from the universe, and the shift comes from now it's your time to give. Now it's your time to give to yourself, give to your projects. Like there is just this thing with the King of Wands, King of Swords. Now, if it's not about your career, it could actually be a choice between two kings. We have King of Swords as on the Giant Rider Waite. So there is a big, like I'm getting kind of like a I was going to say a situation surrounding a King of Swords that may have been very, very disappointing. King of Swords can give like a coldness of being kind of, I'm giving like rigidity and just very direct, straightforward. Maybe a man of like little words or a lot of words, you know, like they're very intricate with words. Like maybe words have more meaning than you know, like a typical person. It could be like this. King of Wands is giving like understanding that there is a, how do I put it? Like there is, I don't know why, but like looking, oh, and the Hierophant behind him. There is this little creature hanging out here that I didn't notice before. And so you may be resonating with reptiles. You may have pets that are reptiles or have scales of some sort. They don't have to be reptiles. They could be like just really cool exotic animals that not like, you know, the typical family household would pick like a hamster or like a cat or a dog, like a mammal. But they're, you know, reptiles could be considered exotic for some. So maybe you own one or know someone that owns one. This could be something that you were dealing with. But when I was getting to the King of Wands, is like this energy of attraction, this energy of, it's like a battle between attraction and logic and, you know, lust versus love and kind of your heart versus your head. I think that's what's going on with these kings, is that there is a battle, or like it feels like two people or two energies are competing, like again, like I was saying, like maybe a choice between two. The Hierophant, let's see, Hermit. Behind the two kings is the Hierophant and the Hermit card. So it's like low-key I'm getting some of you isolated from a King of Swords, because if this King of Swords was toxic, like some of you, there is toxicity in someone you dealt with. So if you are resonating with that, you kind of withdrew from the toxicity, and you're seeing things in a different light, and you're seeing that you gave to someone who wasn't giving back to you. In the other circumstance, you're kind of attracted. It's like you're going away from this King of Swords energy. It doesn't have to be about a person, but you're like leaving an energy that is disappointing or not fulfilling, and you're going towards what's more attractive to you. Like you are attracting what you are. So if you made a shift and you're like, well, I don't deserve this. I deserve better. Like any energy where you're like, I deserve better. Like you having that self-knowing is an act of self-care and self-love. And so being in this energy, you attract something new in, something that matches that. And so there is this King of Wands that maybe wants to solidify a contract or a promise or some sort of like connection. It's like this judgment call is bringing in this Ace of Cups. It's like you're being honest with yourself. Am I getting what I'm giving out? Am I receiving the same energy that I am? Perhaps there was some point where this King of Swords was in alignment with you. They were in alignment with you, but then it was also a test. Like maybe a test for you to see like where you are at with how you are seeing yourself. And if you pass this test, you said goodbye, right? If you pass this test, you said goodbye to something that wasn't for you, so that you can make space for something that is. And that is such a wonderful thing to do for yourself. And it is a difficult decision to make as well, because you know that you are probably hurting someone by making this decision for yourself. It could be it could even include hurting yourself, because like hurting other people hurts you in the end as well. Like any time where there is pain, the pain is contagious essentially. And most times we accidentally extend our pain because we don't know what we're doing, or we don't know what the other person's doing, where they're at, and situations like that. But the big picture for us here in the collective is minimizing the negativity in our situations, and being more clear, being more communicative from the heart space and less from like a logical space. Sometimes logic just it can take you very far. It does protect you, it does work, but it also can be in conflict with your heart space because of perhaps safety, feeling safe with certain either possible outcomes, or just feeling safe in general with decision making. I think that some outside circumstances can make you feel unsafe, and therefore you're in your head like, how can I piece this in a way where everyone's happy? And it's like, you cannot make everyone happy. The only person you're responsible for making happy is yourself. And because it's impossible to make everyone around you happy. It's just impossible. Someone somewhere is just gonna not be in alignment with it. And that's totally normal. That's totally normal. There's shifts and changes all the time. And that's perhaps a realization you guys are having, is that not being too attached to how things currently are, because they could change and shift at any time anyway. And just as you can change and shift at any time yourself, it's a choice, and that is a choice you can make whenever you wish to. You can commit to yourself, you could commit to another person, you can commit to another job, like you could do whatever you please. This world is at your, I'm hearing like the world is your oyster. I don't know, like a pearl. Like you guys are, it's oysters, right, that generate pearls. And so there's a whole process behind that. It's very special. So let's go ahead and get out some more tarot. So I'm gonna refresh this deck. I'm gonna clear off the space, and I really feel like keeping this out. The honesty card is just beautiful. Honesty is coming back to home. It's coming back to your heart space, coming back to yourself, right? Because some of you have been dishonest to yourselves or dishonest to others and not fully seeing the scope of this. Like it could have to do with holding back your feelings towards someone or something to protect someone else or something else. As like that energy of dishonesty, it served us to some degree. Being dishonest, it's a red flag on your character from an outward perspective. But if your intentions were of protection, fine. Your karma, you will be unscathed because you're balanced. You have good intentions, but you did a poor action. So maybe you don't see karma for a very specific situation because of that. But dishonesty, period, generates bad karma. So make sure that you are using anything that you do, good action or bad action, it can be double fold or overrided or just like, you get what I'm saying. It could be balanced out based off of your character, your intentions, your like the energy that you hold. So honesty is essential. Make sure that you're placing yourself in that space as often as possible, and only using the opposing energy when you find that it is, you know, it matches your heart, like you know, it matches your good intentions. Like even though it's a bad act, you are still doing it with a good heart, right? And that's what matters. And that's what keeps sort of bad karma at bay, is just being a good person, period, being truthful, period, being with love, period. It just minimizes all of the hardships that could possibly come about. They just don't come about. But with dishonesty, it could be that you needed to be, like you needed to buy yourself time. Sometimes it's about like, this word can be very sensitive, but it's like manipulating the situation in favor of, well, we hope it's in favor for all, but it could be in favor of someone who was selfish or someone who didn't know what they're doing, in favor of, you know, seeing a potential in something and trying to see it out. The devil's like letting go of just your chains to any people who still hold this energy you don't want anymore. You're like releasing, closing out cycles of people who were around you who were, it's like the past tense of like, you're not the person that they knew. And so if you don't want to be that person anymore, people who used to see you in this way or who knew you in this way, those cycles with those people, it needs to change or it needs to close. You need to have a conversation with them and say, I'm a changed person. You're not allowed to bring up the old me anymore. I'm not that me anymore. You know, if I am, then it was like a slip, that it is a work in progress, but that is something I'm actively working on. You could be communicative in this way with people you still want in your life, but it's going to be difficult. Those conversations are more difficult than just moving on and giving space for the people that are meant to be with like with this new energy that you're in. We have 5 of Pentacles reverse and another 5 upright. You're leaving behind, like you left out some people in the cold. It's like this 5 of Pentacles is giving leaving people behind, people who are sick, people who are wounded, trying to catch up. And it's this energy of sometimes some people intentionally put you there. They intentionally are giving you a harder time. And you need to be more honest with yourself that these people actually are doing this, like, and not being in a place of denial. The devil is very skilled at people who have devilish energy, or the devil himself they will be very skilled in making you doubt yourself and making you feel like they're really skilled at helping you be in denial of something, right? Because acceptance is truth, acceptance is love, like accepting something right now as it is important. The Hermit, it's like this refusal to, for some, it's a refusal to spend time alone because of fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, fear of, like, it's like trying to keep it together. And it's like you're trying to, for some, the realization is you're keeping together something that's meant to fall apart, that God, spirit, source, whatever is breaking this down to bring you to safety, to bring you where you'll feel safer, you'll feel better, you'll realize who you really are without some of these energies, without some of these connections, situations still in place. Whatever's falling apart, Spirit wants to say, please let it. It's going to be very challenging, but if you survive, if you succeed with this test, I'm hearing from Spirit, it's a test. A test of how patient you are, a test to see where you're at, a test to when someone is not giving you what you want, are you going to put matters into your own hands and, be self-fulfilling? It could be like you're your own self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you think something bad is going to happen, it will happen. You can manifest that. If you think something good is going to happen, then that's going to happen as well. But then there is this acceptance of reality that even if your hopes are totally positive, or even if your hopes are totally negative, that the reality and your mind's eye are like, it's all, there has to be like a rebalance. Because your mind's eye, like the way, like your logic or your human ego, like that could be a construct of trauma. It could be a construct of where you've been, but where you've been does not mean that's where you'll always, that doesn't mean that's where you'll always be. You're about to be in some new, in new places, in rooms you never walked in before. You're going to be looked at in high regard. You're going to be put up on a pedestal. You're going to be feeling like royalty, but you can't get there if you're still holding on to things that just don't work. Like you've been feeling sick and tired for some time, and it's like you need to make this change, make your shit shake up for the better. We have 3 of Swords. This is like, this energy is so behind us, like we're so over it, but like we don't know what, like we're just unsure of where we're leading ourselves into, and like the unknown, that's what's so daunting. I think the unknown is so, like, it's really scary, because both the amazing things and the worst can happen to you in the unknown. Like, it's so scary, but I think you don't have to be so scared anymore, because just hold affirmations of protection, hold affirmations of peace, peace and protection during this time. Okay, let's see. Clarify. Just give us some more messages for the collective about what's going on here, and to bring the collective to their proper placements where they should be right now. And of course, they're exactly where they should be, but we want to find ourselves in a placement that makes our future brighter. So let's see, Ace of Wands. We have Ten of Cups reverse. Give us more on this energy, please, with this Ace of Wands and Ten of Cups reverse. The Lovers reverse. What else, Spirit? Tell me more on this. We have Queen of Wands reverse. Strength. 9 of Swords reverse. Last card, please. Okay. I said last card, but it gave me 3, and that's totally okay. We're gonna go with it. 2 Cups reverse. Sweeties, some of you have very, very, very sweet hearts, okay? And I'm getting someone is just, they took advantage of that. They didn't know really what they were dealing with until they dealt with you. Ace of Wands is this, back to this attraction, right? Like we had that King of Wands. Now there's the Ace of Wands. There is supreme attraction here, but there's a 10 of Cups reverse. So it's like something didn't work out for some lovers recently, because there is like a Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands and a Queen of Cups. Now, someone could be embodying both energies of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, but I'm getting some of the collective. There's a divine feminine and a karmic. And then some, I think it's like both of these energies are infused to the same person. Take it however it works for you, but it's like the Lovers reverse, the Queen of Wands reverse. It's this energy of having the strength to choose the right things. I think that someone chose 10 of Wands reverse, Knight of Wands reverse. Someone just had a lot on their plate and they just chose things that are easier. They just chose things that were easier, and it really hurt somebody to just, it's just like, it just felt like the energy was at their disposal. Like, and it's like, yeah, like it's like this energy of like things that are worth having are going to be harder to get. And so it's like this person like really just knows like that they're worth the effort, and they're like, nah, bro, like if you're not seeing my worth, I'm not going to stay around. And that's what's with this Two of Cups reverse. It's like there are people in the collective that are like, I am not afraid of blocking someone, removing someone, not talking to someone. It doesn't matter if they're my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. It doesn't matter if they're my cousin, my aunt, uncle, friends, best friends since elementary school. It doesn't matter how long we've known each other. If you do me wrong, you're not in my life. If you don't communicate with me the way I require, like to your to standards, like everyone's standards on communication and how they think that they should be treated, like it's all going to be variable. But it's like if someone doesn't meet that, you're more in a space where you're like, you're honest with it, and you're like, I need more than this, or I want more than this. Like this is less than what I'm asking for. This is, like you are seeing your worth and actually being in alignment with seeing it, instead of just knowing it, feeling bad because you're not getting the validation. It's like you validate yourself. You take back control. You stop waiting for validation. You love yourself enough to stop waiting for the validation. You know that you'll be validated just by being in the energy that you are meant to be in. Once you're in alignment with that energy, it's like shit shifts, and that's how you'll keep it together, is like protecting yourself, protecting your energy, protecting the precious sweetheart that you do have. Some of you could have been that person that held back or chose the easy way out or easy way of things, and it's like now you're realizing like what you've done, or you're realizing what someone else has done that kind of brought in too much for the connection to handle or for the situation to handle. It could be a third party. It could be just like someone was just like interfering, and then there was like energy towards that. And it's like Wheel of Fortune is like, now's the time to just like receive, like make your decision. You've put some work towards the decisions you've made, the energy so far. You know, you've like all things in the past, they already happened, and now you're here. So it's like, now it's time to just receive what you believe you deserve. Now it's time to receive what you truly do deserve. Even if you like, you know, get into a space of believing that you deserve good things in your life. You will see it, but it's about this working through abundance and balancing, like, how am I giving too much, and how am I like receiving too much as well in all aspects of your life. It could be giving out too much money, like you're shopping, and you're not receiving as much as you are spending. It could, like, you know, rebalancing that. It could be rebalancing emotionally, like if you are pouring your heart out to someone and someone's not pouring their heart back into you, you know, like rebalance and instead of pouring your heart out onto someone else, put that energy onto yourself. You're clearly lacking because you are now missing it from them. They're not returning it to you, so therefore you need to return your energy back. I think this is a lesson that we're learning, is how to draw back our energy, how to be better communicators, how to communicate in a way that our manifestations start to, you know, like they start to actually become physical seeds, and they become seeds that have potential to grow. Like Page of Swords is like putting down your weapon and then instead picking up something that's more nourishing. And we have 8 of Cups now, and a 5 of Swords. So, and Ace of Cups, just releasing this idea that of like, because if you only see people for their potential, and then you're not like opening your eyes to reality, you could be living in a facade, like an illusion that you are creating. And so it's like breaking this down and being like, yes, you may see people's potential, but whether or not they're unlocking it, that is something they like, that's their work. That is their work. So that's reward, like them living in their potential, that is reward for the work to get there. And so it's like, maybe even you need to be living in your potential. The Chariot card. I think with the Chariot next to the Ace of Cups, I'm getting some of you don't even see your potential. You haven't even considered what your potential is. And maybe you're even afraid of your potential. But it's like, it's very rewarding when you actually live to your highest potential. It's very rewarding. But you need to realize like what you are or are not doing towards that energy. Let's see, let's get an ending card. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Reverse though. It's like Page of Pentacles giving like Page of Pentacles reverse. Emperor. Ooh. Someone has an offer, but it's like You won't receive the offer until you're ready. The offer is waiting for you. Just like you're waiting for it, it's waiting for you. You think you're waiting for your manifestations, but your manifestations are actually waiting for you to do the work, is what I'm getting from Spirit. The Moon reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, some of you is like your gift, your special talent, or your next chapter, because Queen of Pentacles is grounding. It's giving grounding. Queen of Pentacles definitely giving grounding, but it's like there's something that's about to be revealed to you. It could be a new realization. It could be a reward offer. It could be just people are going to be seeing you with respect because you, like, perhaps you resonate with the moon energy, right? It's like the moon lights up the darkness. And the darkness, the darkness just wants to be dark, okay? But it's like the moon's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna reflect the sun, like just because, you know, like because I exist, the sun reflects off of me. And so it's like this, the sun gives like radiant, nurturing energy. It's like that life force. And in the darkness, it's like the darkness wants to stay dark, but there's that light in the dark. And I think that's like you guys are resonating with the moon. It's like maybe you're both these energies, Queen of Pentacles and the moon. You help people ground energy that they don't understand or know about yet. And that's what's really hard about, sometimes it's hard to just be around someone that's like this, because people don't want their darkness to be lit up. It's like putting like a fire under someone's ass. Like, what have you been doing? Like, why are you closing your eyes? Because closing your eyes is darkness, but there's nothing wrong with your darkness. Like, don't be afraid of your darkness. Like, face your fear in order to, you know, like, the light is comforting, but like uncomfortable at the same time, because like the sun, we're not supposed to be looking directly at the sun. That shit's gonna blind the out of you. And so it's like reflections of this really, really bright, high vibing energy could have been just what the situation needed, but at the time, it just what, like, the divine timing, it's a trick, okay? It can feel like a trick, but it was everything happened exactly as it should have. This realization couldn't have come a different way. Yeah. So now I'm going to get into pre-shuffled. So this card says, I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. So in this time where you are filling in your darkness or filling in the spaces where you like did some removals, right? You are looking for these happy people. They're inspiring you to be also happy. I welcome healthy, loving relationships. Just doubling up on this energy. You found it in yourself. Now, it's seeing your reflection, seeing your energy being reciprocated by other people who also hold this energy. I communicate with ease and grace. People are willing to embrace what I have to say. I am in sync with the flow of life. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. This card says, my greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. So perhaps this thing with honesty is realizing yourself as a people pleaser. And it's like, you're not here to please other people. You're here to please yourself. So someone's not pleasing you. You honor that. You honor the reality of that. They're not meeting you where you're at. So you meet someone else where you're at. Or something else. It could be a career. It could be like whatever it is. Whatever brought you to this reading, this is about your self-worth. This is about being rewarded for matching that energy. Like your actions matching the energy you hold within, and not expecting this validation from other people. Like you you validate yourself, and then spirit will validate you. And it could be, the spirit could validate you by showing you signs. It could be bringing in people that you need. It could be bringing in the help that you need, resources, messages, like whatever it is. It's like this, you own your power by working with yourself and working with source. And then everything else you could, like, you know, whatever you can't do or control, you release it to spirit. You release it and say, you know, this is what I'm working on. I feel like I've done enough. You know, and then relax, you know, because I'm getting like, over the last few days, I've been getting like, worrying does not change the outcome. Worrying about paying bills is not going to change whether or not you can pay the bills. It's just thinking, like you thinking excessively on it. But if you take action with spirit, you know, like if you take guided action, then you'll be able to, you know, then like the things will be aligned and your bills can be paid because the action was guided. Right. And so it's like letting go of what you can't control is like, okay, like I'm working, but like I feel like I've done enough. Like, is there, like, there's other things that are better left in the universe's control. Such as like people's perspectives of you. It's like releasing that to the universe and being like, well, I can't change my, you know, I can only change myself. I can't change someone's idea of me, but you know, then spirit's going to place situations that help you, like, out of connections where people don't see you the way you see yourself, or vice versa, or like any misalignments. It's like spirit can handle that. If you can't handle it, spirit will. This is like saying like, okay, spirit, like I can't handle this. Like I can't handle someone who isn't going to show up like, you know, like how I want them to. It's like, then you release it and you're like, okay, well then spirit, bring in someone that will. And you have to release your expectation of like what it may look like, or anything like that. Like the world and the way everything works, it's such a pleasant surprise, but at the same time it could be a horrible surprise as well. It just depends on how much you are able to hold on and let go. Like, are you holding on to, like, what are you exactly holding on to? Are you holding on to the past? And then like, how is that affecting your future? You know, if it's affecting your future negatively, you need to be able to let go of it. Hanging on to things that are good for you, of course, but there could have been shifts where something that isn't always going to be. And so like, if you just open your eyes and like be more self-aware of, like, just being more self-aware. And if someone isn't as self-aware as you are, like perhaps the thing that wakes them up is like separation. But that's for very few of the collective. Like it's like this, like, you just know that an act of love towards yourself is an act of love towards everyone around you. Bring in healing and cosmic abundance, Emerald Dragon. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align your fifth dimensional blueprint. I'm getting many of you are meant to live very abundant lives, but there is this like coming into alignment with that blueprint. There are people around you who don't believe in you like spirit wants you to believe in you. Maybe you don't even believe in you like spirit wants you to believe in you. And it's like, you need to heal this part of you that doesn't believe in yourself. Heal the situation where, like, heal yourself to a point where people who doubt you, who give you self-doubt, you know, they give you these thoughts that then put you in your head. You're like, can I do this? Am I capable? Like, remove that energy. You are meant to live in your divine purpose. You're meant to, like, and living in your divine purpose, that's where your good fortune is coming in. So it's like, remove those blockages. Green gold dragon from Sirius brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology. Be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. So universal knowledge of the spiritual pathway. It's this, like, you're teaching yourself how to have affirmations, how to have like a routine, how to communicate on, like, psychically or on a 3D level, like, because on it, for some, okay, we had that Lovers card. So if you guys are in a relationship or are worried about a connection, it's like Spirit saying, just send energetically that you are okay and that they will be okay and that everything will be okay, right? Like, it's going to, like, have this affirmation. And if you are worried about somebody, like, you can energetically send them that feeling of comfort without being in their physical presence. Like, it's like this spiritual thing. We are spirits within human bodies, and so spiritualism isn't just about dead people, and it's not just about the living either. It's not religious. It has no real form, except it's an individual experience, and it helps you get through things, whatever it may be. It could be grieving, it could be moving on, it could be staying stuck, it could be all sorts of variation of things, but it's like this universal knowledge of, like, how to lighten up your spirit, your world. That is something you can do for yourself by just tapping in and just maybe even saying a prayer for the first time or for the millionth time. It doesn't matter how many affirmations or if you have none. It's this, like, how to take care of your spirit. You have that knowledge within yourself. What are you lacking? What do you have a lot of? What do you, like, you know this. But on an outward perspective, it's not as easy to assess that. Like, the best person to assess where you're at is yourself. That even if someone who's living in your house with you, they're your roommate or they're with you all the time, they're on the same journey, they're not going to know these exact specific details to the degree that you do. So you choosing what's best for you, like, you're the person who can do that. Someone can have an idea and maybe even give you advice, but, you know, being given advice can be unwarranted. It can be through the lens of the person who's giving the advice. So, Silver Lunar Dragon bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. It's this, like, distinguishing the connection here. When you are receiving advice, filter it through, like, what is their connection here? Like, what is their bias or their perspective? How are they connecting with me? And how can I connect with what they're saying? And, like, does that apply? Because you can be connected and also, like, very disconnected. Someone who, and I think this is a message for some people in the collective too, is that someone could be present, but they're not present. Like, you know, they could be right next to you, but not, like, there, you know, like, they're in their head, they're in the future, they're in the past, in their head. And so it's like this coming into being more in the present, being more emotional and understanding the emotions and the root causes of them. Practicing how to be with love and peace and harmony, and how to, like, coexist with your surroundings, coexist with spirit even as well. Earth and Air Dragon represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and dreams. Green Dragon Receive answers and guidance from nature, align with divine essence, helps you tune into the secrets of nature. So some divination, a lot of divination can come through nature. You may be seeing synchronicities with rainbows, feathers, animal symbolisms. Even colors out in the wild, you know, if you see something that really just it's just calling out to you, you like it just, yeah, like your eyes go straight to something perhaps. So pay attention to, like, more attention to certain things when you're out and about. Magenta dragon and the rainbow dragon enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awakens your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, prepare for accelerated ascension. Brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, accept opportunities. So when I was reading these cards, and I said rainbow before I even read this card, because I was on this green card, and I like, it's kind of like I zero in. It's like a tunnel vision, you know, like where you have the blindfolds at like the each ends of your eyes. If you've seen like How I Met Your Mother, it's like Ted, I think Ted does this with these goggles or whatever. And so I think it's this energy of really having like a tunnel vision with your dreams and your manifestations, really like putting your focal point on that rather than other people, other things. Like you're putting your focus on yourself. And it's like spirits giving you this energy, this reminder that with endings also come with beginnings. So you're ending something that wasn't working for you, but then you're going to be receiving what will work for you, and it's going to feel refreshing. It's going to feel like rejuvenating. You're going to feel like it's going to feel like a reward, and that's all this here, and I love that. Financial and material changes, 5. Emotional withdrawal, number 8. Fulfillment of wishes, 9. Prosperity begins, number 1. Moving on, number 6. Victory and success, number 6. And destiny, number 10. You guys, that was all of the pre-shuffled oracles. I think this last spread really just pounded in that message for you that your financial material reward comes with your spiritual lessons, like learning your spiritual lessons and like just returning to your home, which is your heart space, operating from your heart space. And it's like this emotional withdrawal is like removing yourself emotionally from attachments, just attachments to anything and everything, and just what makes me feel good. Keep fulfilling that energy, and your prosperity will just go. Like apples could be significant, trees could be significant. I'm getting heart chakra healing, root chakra healing, a little bit of throat chakra could be a little off, and your third eye healing. If you feel like you need a chakra balance, I do offer that as a service, but these are just, if you have your focus on it, you'll be okay also. That things are working out in your favor, whether it feels like that or not. Things are always going to be working in the favor of all. It's just you have to believe that this energy is working for you, that the universe works for you. That is an energy that you come in when you believe in yourself, that if you are working for you, then the universe will work for you too. But if you're not really doing much for yourself, the universe is like, well, I'm not going to do all the work for this person. Like it's like this coexistence with it all. And I love that. I love that you guys are on this journey where it's going to be really rewarding. It's going to be really challenging, but amongst those challenges, the rewards will be worth your efforts. It will be worth the wait. It will be like everything and more. Victory and success is destined here. But it's like moving on from failures, moving on from things that you just don't see a future with. Okay, and so that's the message, guys. Thank you so much for being magical, for sharing space with me. You guys validate me. Now that I've validated myself, you guys, like, this journey, it's repeatedly rewarding. And so I hope you guys get to this space with yourself, living your divine purpose. A message for some of you is maybe you need to start a YouTube channel or a profile page, like a social media page for your craft, whatever your craft is, or just more self-expression, being clearer, being more honest. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm working on. Like, all of those honest situations. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Goodbye.